Welcome to Money Matters. I'm David Crowell, and in my normal non-Money Matters life, I'm the Senior Regional Manager for Mortgage Network, which is a large mortgage bank that does business from Florida up to Maine, the whole east coast of the United States. And I'm going to talk today on Money Matters about a mortgage topic. I range all over the place. Sometimes I talk about world affairs, sometimes national affairs, but today I'm going to stick straight to mortgages. Because one of the things that I find, one of the questions that comes from people who watch the show and who come from people who come into my office is whether we can handle certain types of situations, which seem like vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry to me. They seem like certain, perfectly straightforward situations. But the question is out there with the viewers and with people in the community as to whether certain types of transactions are even possible. So I'll give you some examples, and hopefully these will be fun things for you to take to your neighbors or to the cocktail party the next time money comes up. One of them is downsizing. Downsizing is very much a topic of conversation, and a valid one for a bunch of people who are a part of the Hilton Head community. Downsizing comes from all kinds of reasons. Classically, because you had 3 kids, they've all made it to college and through college, and you wake up one day and your 4-bedroom house, 5-bedroom house really isn't needed anymore. Another reason for downsizing is you retired and you bought a much bigger house for your adventure in Hilton Head than you turned out to need. Another reason for downsizing is because you have a complicated life, and your grandchildren are in Virginia and Massachusetts, and you'd really like to be able to spread your life between 2 places, and you don't really need a full-time major establishment in Hilton Head. So downsizing happens for all kinds of reasons. All of them are good. None of them are, there's no judgmental nonsense about it. Maybe you're just running shorter on funds in retirement than you thought you would be. Downsizing. Maybe you want to take advantage of, we had a major recession, you might remember, in 2009-10. Maybe you want to take advantage in 2018 of being able to harvest the equity out of a house for the first time in 9 years. And that results in downsizing. So they're all good things. When you go into the downsizing exercise, you need to sit with someone like me, or when you look at the first, I don't know whether this is the first segment or the second segment today, but you need to talk to somebody like Emily Johnson, you need to talk to somebody like me, someone who is comfortable looking at your big picture. And the downsizing activity is perfectly straightforward. What you're doing is calculating the change that's going to occur in your cash flow, in your net cash flow, and separately the change that's going to occur in your capital, money in the bank, money in your pocket on that account. So you can sell out of your $600,000 5-bedroom house and into a 2-bedroom condominium, but you may only harvest a few $100s a month in cash flow. This big change may only save you a few $100s a month. It's strange, I know, but these are the interesting calculations that occur. On the other hand, if the mortgage on the $600,000 place is a significant one, and the 2-bedroom condominium mortgage is a significantly smaller one, you may be harvesting a couple of $1,000s a month in cash flow. from a mortgaging point of view, there is no problem whatsoever in downsizing you at the age of 60, at the age of 70, or at the age of 80. You can have a 30-year mortgage at the age of 80, a new, fresh 4.75% 30-year fixed rate mortgage at the age of 80. That just shows that we in the mortgage business are really, really friendly people who think that you're going to live until 110. Basically, there's no rules that prohibit making mortgages to people who are going to never use the full term of the mortgage. Downsizing is a perfect time also, so there's no inhibitions about the mortgage size. We have all kinds of clever ways of income qualifying you, even if you only have a couple of Social Security checks and a part-time job coming into the house. We can still downsize you and find income from a small distribution from an IRA or a small distribution from an existing 401k, or activating an annuity, or if you don't have an IRA but you have a stock brokerage account, we have ways of making that work as well to income qualify you. So you should not feel spooked about downsizing. You should not feel nervous about it. The other fun part of it is the whole downsizing exercise is an opportunity. This is kind of one of my pet subjects, but it's an opportunity to use an important event in your life to look at everything else at the same time. So the downsizing itself is an important event, but you stop, you have the meeting with Emily, or you have the meeting with me, or you have the meeting with each of us, and you look at all the other important aspects of your life. You take time out to look at your retirement cash flow, to look at your plan, to look at your budget, to look at how you're going to accomplish your objectives. How are you going to pull off the living 3 months a year in Virginia, 3 months a year in Massachusetts, and 6 months a year in Hilton Head, because you want to see the grandkids. All of these things, an amazing amount, people have an amazing amount of flexibility in their lives if they take time out, sit down, not with each other, but with a third party present, and kind of map it out. I mean, I can put you 3 months a year in Hawaii, and 3 months a year in the Caribbean, and 6 months a year in Hilton Head on a tiny budget, if you're willing to live in a one-bedroom condo that costs $120,000. And in other words, everything is about compromise and allocation of assets, allocation of resources. Life is really full of promise and, how should I put it? It's really much more flexible and much more full of promise than we normally assume. I see this every day in my business, because every single time somebody comes to me for a mortgage, I turn it into one of those life planning events and say, okay, what else is going on in your life? Because it is one of those moments when all the cards are on the table and you can play a little bit of 52 pickup and resort everything. And what straps people down, what makes life hard, is not questioning any of the assumptions. If you leave all of the assumptions in place and then add a new one, if you say, I don't want to change anything in my life, but I want to go to Virginia 3 months a year and Massachusetts 3 months a year, that'll be tough. Whether you're rich or poor, that'll be tough. Because if you know, good decision making has to do with bringing everything into focus at the same time. Okay, that's my 2 cents worth. I hope you enjoyed it, and you've just heard Emily, or you're just about to hear Emily. So have a great. I'm recording this on on Friday the 31st. So have a great Labor Day weekend.